Let's make sure our eyes are forward, sitting straight up in your chair. Okay. Do you guys remember multiplying numbers by drawing arrays?
Yeah.
You've been working on it, right? And last week, do you guys remember multiplying by multiples of 10? Where like you add or you ignore the zero, right? You guys remember that? So today, we're gonna be learning about properties of multiplication. It helps you easy to solve multiplication. Okay, let's read the learning intentions together. Okay, we're gonna go review over factors and product. So factors are numbers that are being multiplied. So 3 and 4 are factors because that's what we're trying to find.
Yeah.
And the product is answer to the multiplication problem, which here the product is 12. Is the answer of 3 times 4 is 12. The definition of properties of multiplication. It is rules that are used while multiplying numbers. So today we're going to learn about 3 properties that will help make multiplying easy to solve. So they are commutative, associative, and distributive property. Yeah, it's a big words, right? So the first one is called commutative property. So everyone say commutative?
Commutative
Property.
property.
The definition is order of the factors does not change the product. So for example, I have 3 times 5 here. Oh. I have 3 times 5 here. And if I switch the order, it will give me the same answer. So if I have 3 times 5, and if I flip those 2 numbers, I would get 5 times 3. And then I would solve each of these to see if they equal, right? So 3 times 5 is 15. 5 times 3 equals 15. So 15 and 15 are the same. So you can count by 3s or 5s, or you can draw the arrays to solve the problem. Okay, we're gonna watch a video about commutative.
Hey there, Eden Parker. Have you ever needed help with your multiplication facts? I know I have. One strategy that can make multiplication easier is called the commutative property. You can also think of it as the flip trick. It means that whenever you are multiplying 2 numbers, you can flip the order of the numbers and still get the same answer.
We're gonna go back. So here, okay. So the problem is 6 times 5 equals 30. So what are the 2 numbers if we switch 6 and 5?
5 times 6.
Yeah, 5 times 6. And does that equal 30?
Yes.
Yes.
Like 2 numbers, you can flip the order of the numbers and still get the same answer. Here's an example. I want to give each of my friends free candies for coming to my party. I have 11 friends that will be there. So I need to multiply 3 times 11. I can draw it out and make an addition sentence. 3.
Do you guys remember drawing pictures where like 11 groups and 3 candies in each of the group? Right?
Plus 3 plus 3.
So you can
plus
count
3.
3 by
Ooh,
3
that's a lot of
by
threes.
3 11 times.
I got it.
When I add them all up, I get 33.
33.
I bet I could
Right.
have done that faster. The commutative property says I can
So if you switch 3 and 11, what would be the factors then?
11 times 3.
11 times 3, right? And it should give me the same answer if I switch those
the same
two.
answer, I can do 11 times 3. I can add 11 plus 11 plus 11 to get 33. Much faster. See this 4 by 6 array? It has 24 dots.
Yeah, we practiced drawing arrays, right?
Yup.
4 here and 6. So if you count each of them, it would be 24. And if we switch them, what would be the
4 times 6.
6 times 4, right? It should give me the same
If I
answer.
flip it into a 6 by 4 array,
Did you guys see a flip?
Yeah.
6 here and 4, right? So 6 times 4, if I flip these two, and it should be 24 if I count each of these. It should be the same answer.
it still has 24 dots. 4 times 6 equals 24, and 6 times 4 equals 24. That's the commutative property of multiplication. The flip trick works because switching the numbers doesn't change the total. Let's try a couple more. If 5 times 7 is 35,
5 times
What would be the two factors if we switch?
7 times 5.
7 times 5, right? And you can count by 5s, right? 7 times? So you can do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So the answer is 35. Because if I switch it 7 times 5,
then what
it
is
would be the
7 times
same
5?
answer.
7 times 5.
Right,
Equals
35. If you know that 9 times 8 is 72,
Yeah.
then you know that 8 times 9 is,
And
you got it,
You can draw the
also
rates.
72. Knowing you can flip the factors to get the same product will not only help you in this quest, but whenever you are multiplying two numbers.
65 times
Mm.
65.
Okay, let's try an example together. So we have 4 times 6. So on your whiteboard, flip the two numbers and write the new equation here.
Yes.
And then find the answer. So you can draw a race to find the answer. Or you can draw with the pictures, right? Like the candy problem, right? Let's try it on your whiteboard.
4 times 6.
So if you switch those two, you should get the same answers for both of them. Jada, let's try it. What would be the problem if you switch those two?
Why am I saying 6? I mean 4. It's 600.
So you can draw pictures, you can draw a race, right?
Okay, it's time.
On your try something, you draw a picture, draw a race. You're drawing a race. Oh, did you use the adding method? You used the adding method?
4 times 6 equals
Give a thumbs up if you are done with getting an answer. Okay, so most of us are done. So what two numbers? If it's flipped, what two numbers would it be? The problem.
4 times 6.
Hold on. 4 times 6 is 6 times 4, right? 6 times 4. If you switch the two numbers. Okay, what is 4 times 6 or 6 times 4? What did you guys get for the answer? 24, right? So 24. So commutative property means if you flip two numbers, you can get the same product. Okay, the second one, Jaden, Evan, let's face forward. Thank you. The next one is called associative property. Everyone say associative.
Associative
property.
property.
Grouping factors does not change the product. So the way I group the numbers, the answer will still be the same. So for example, I have 5 times 8. If I break 8 into 2 times 4, 2 times 4, and then I bring down the 5 here and the times here. So I have 5 times 2 times 4. So I have 3 numbers. But first, I can multiply the first 2 numbers well, 5 times 2 times 4. So I can multiply 5 times 2 first, or I can multiply 2 times 4
Or
first.
maybe 4 times 5.
But if I want to help group factors, I would put parentheses. You guys know what parentheses look like?
Yes.
Yes?
You do.
Yeah. So parentheses helps group factors. So first, if I want to multiply 5 times 2 first, I would put parentheses around 5 times 2, 5 times 2. And then, since I have 4 left over, I would bring down the 4. So I have 5 times 2 first, then times 4. And then the second one, since I already multiplied the first 2 numbers, I would multiply the last 2. So it will be 2 times 4. So you put parentheses around 2 times 4 and bring down the 5 here because we already multiplied 2 times 4. And parentheses means to solve it first. So you have to remember, parentheses means solve it first. So here I have 5 times 2 and parentheses. Do you guys see it
5
here?
times 40.
Yes? So what is 5 times 2?
What happens if you do 5 times 4 first?
5 times 2.
10. 5 times 2, 10.
10, right? So here I have 10. 10 times 4.
40.
Because 4 does not have parentheses, I bring down the 4, which is 10 times 4. Can we solve 10 times 4?
Yes.
Yes. The answer would be 40, right? And then, so 2 times 4 would be 8. And then I have 5. So 8 times 5 is 40. So the way I group the parentheses, I would still get the same answer, 40 and 40.
What happens if you do 5 times 4 and then times 2?
Gonna watch a video real quick.
Hey kids, thanks for joining King Parentheses and me today. We are learning more about multiplication, specifically what we call the associative property of multiplication. We would like to get your help. Will you help us?
Yes. No.
Great, let's get started.
Oh. Oops.
The associative property of multiplication says when you are multiplying several digits, you can regroup or reorder the numbers and the product will stay the same. Here we have an example of this concept. 3 times 4 times 2.
Oops. So the problem is asking 3 times 8, but here is telling me that 8 breaks into 4 times 2. We have to see what times what equals 8. So that's why it's 3 times 4 times 2.
We are multiplying
down the
3
8.
digits, but where should we start? We could start with 3 times 4, or we could start with 4 times 2. The associative property tells us it does not matter which way we do it. We can choose which group of numbers we start to multiply. That is kind of cool. I want to start by multiplying 4 and 2. This gives us 8. Now
So here, it's multiplying 4 times 2 first, which is 8, and then bring down the 3 here and bring down the times. So we can solve 3 times 8.
we have 8 multiplied by 3. What is 8 multiplied by 3? The answer is 24. Great job. But now I want to try the other way, so let's clear the board. We will start with 3 multiplied by 4, which gives us 12.
Okay. So previous, we multiplied this first. Now we're going to multiply this now. 3 times 4. So that gives me 12. 3 times.
Now all we have left to do
And
is
then you bring down the 2 here because we already multiplied 3 times 4. Oh.
by 12 by 2. 12 times 2 is 24.
You can count by
We
twos,
got the
right?
same answer
12
regardless
times-
of which numbers we started multiplying together. This is awesome. Look,
So the way we grouped it, we both got 24, right? Or
let's
both
look at
answers are
another problem
24.
and see what we can do. This time our friend
Oh no, let me finish
King
this first.
parentheses is helping us group numbers by putting a parentheses around two of the numbers. We can see that we have the same problem on both sides of the board, but with the parentheses grouping different sets of numbers. We learned before that both of these problems should come out to be the same answer or product.
Okay, so the problem is asking 4 times 5. So I can break 4 into 2 times 2. Right. So that's why I have 2 times 2 times 5. Because we bring down the 5 here. So then here, it's saying we're multiplying the first two numbers. So 2 times 2. And then here, you're multiplying the last two numbers, 2 times 5. Keep going.
King parentheses just told me that I forgot to tell you something important. Whenever you do a math problem that has parentheses, you need to do what's inside first. Remember, the king parentheses comes first in math problems. So when we work this problem, we need to multiply the numbers in the parentheses first, even though the answers will still be the same. Thank you, king parentheses. We will start with the problem on the left. Remember, the king goes first, so let's multiply 2 by 2.
That is 4, right?
We get 4. And now all we have left to do is multiply 4 by the last number, which is
Okay.
5.
Since we're multiplying the first two numbers, 2 times 2, I'll put a parentheses here. And then parentheses tells you to solve it first. So then 2 times 2 is 4. And then you bring down the 5 here. And then 4 times 5 equals 20, right? 4 times, count by 5s.
What is 4 times 5?
20, right?
If you said 20, you are correct. Now we can do the problem on the right side of the board, and if the associative property of multiplication is right, we should get the same answer.
20.
To start, we remember the king goes first, so we multiply the numbers in the parentheses. 2 times 5. The answer to that is 10. Now all that is left is 10 multiplied.
So here, we multiplied the first two numbers, which is 2 times 2. Evan, Jaden. And then here, we're multiplying the last two numbers, 2 times 5, which is, and parentheses tell you to do it first, to solve it first. So 2 times 5 is 10, and then you bring down the 2. So 2 times 10 equals 20. Yeah, you can count by 2s or you can count by
Multiplied by 2.
10s.
What is 10 times 2?
20. That's 2. That's 20.
20.
Did we get
Great.
the same answer?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way we group using parentheses gives you the same answer.
Good job, kids. We can see that both problems give us the same answer no matter how we group the numbers. This is amazing stuff. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Okay, we'll do this together. So everyone write 3 times 4 on your whiteboard.
Easy.
We're going to do this together. So just write 3 times 4.
No work.
So thumbs up if you're done writing. Okay. Okay, let's face forward now, Evan, Jaden. Jeffrey, let's sit up. Okay, so 4, you can break 4 into, so what times what equals 4?
2.
Yeah, 2 times 2, right? 2 times 2, right? And then you bring down the 3 here. So everyone write 3 times 2 times 2. Does that make sense? Any questions yet? So you bring down the 3 times 2 times 2 because we broke 4 into 2 times 2. And then we're going to group factors using parentheses. So I could multiply 3 times 2 first, the first two numbers right here, and then bring down the 2 here times 2. And then for the second one, I could multiply 2 times 2 first. So I'll put 3 times 2 times 2. So I will put parentheses around 2 times 2, the last two numbers, and then bring down the 3. So I'll just make sure. 3 times 2 times 2, and then 3 times 2 times 2. So everyone write these two equations here with parentheses. Does anyone have any questions?
Yes, can you repeat that? I didn't get how to mark it.
Okay, you want me to repeat it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what times what equals 4?
2 times 2.
Yeah, 2, right? So 2 times 2. Well, I have a 3 right here. So I put times 3. So I have 3 times 2 times 2. So I can multiply the first two numbers first, which is 3 times 2. And put parentheses around 3 times 2. And then bring down the 2. And then for the second one, I can multiply the last two numbers, which is 2 times 2. And put parentheses around 2 times 2. And bring down the 3 here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, so parentheses tells you to solve it first. So what is 3 times 2? 6, right? So 6 times 2. What is 6 times 2? 12, right? 12. And here, what is 2 times 2?
2 times 2 equals
4, right? So 4 times 3. What is 3 times 4? You can draw arrays or you can draw pictures. What is 3 times 4? 12, right? Did we get the same answer?
Yeah.
Right here, oh, here and here. Did
Yeah.
we get the same answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think something's right now, do not. Can we do another one that dies?
Okay, everyone copy your markers, put it down, face forward. Alright, the third and last one is called distributive property. Everyone say distributive. Property, yeah. A multiplication fact can be broken up into the sum of 2 other multiplication facts. So here I have 6 times 7. But distributive property, you're adding. So what plus what equals 7? So 2 plus 5 equals 7. So I put parentheses around 2 plus 5. And then times 6 because we gotta bring down the 6 here. And then you multiply each number in the parentheses by 6. So here, 2 times 6, and then put parentheses, plus, we gotta bring the plus here, and then 5 times 6, which is here, and put parentheses. So 6 times 2 is 12, plus 6 times 5 is 30. So if I want to solve 12 plus 30, whoop, I gotta write that correctly. 12 plus 30. So you add the ones place. 2 plus 0 is 2. And then I add the tens place.
42.
4.
42.
Right, 42.
142.
So we can watch the video again.
Hey guys, I came in here looking for the distributive property of multiplication, but I had no idea these guys were in here too.
Yes, sorry.
I am being chased by number-eating sharks, and I am one of the tastier numbers around, so you can imagine how scared I am. Why don't you guys learn about the distributive property of multiplication while I lose these guys? Sound good? Thanks. See you back here when you're done. The distributive property helps us find a product that we don't know by breaking larger factors into smaller factors. This can sound a little scary, but once we understand it, we will see that it is not that bad. Here we have the problem 7 times 7. I still struggle with multiplication, so I am going to use the distributive property to make this easier to solve. We are going to take this 7 here and break it apart into 2 smaller numbers. The distributive...
So here the problem is 7 times 6. Break 7 into 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2.
property only allows us to break apart one of the factors in an equation. 5 plus 2 equals 7, and we can now multiply each of these numbers by the first 7 in the problem.
So 5 plus 2, that's how I broke 7 into, and then bring down the 7 here. So I have, so take this number 5 times 7, take this number 2, and times 7.
I know that 5 times 7 is 35 because I know my 5 times tables. I also know my 2 times tables, and 2 times 7 is 14. What we just did was take the first 7 in the problem and multiply it by both the 5 and the 2. I did not know my 7 times tables very well, but by breaking the numbers apart, I was able to solve these 2 equations. Wait, are we done yet?
No.
No, we still have to finish the problem. In order to get the answer, we need to add the 35 and 14 together.
That's easy.
5 plus 4 is 9,
We need to read.
and 3 plus 1 is 4. Wow, 49 is the answer. That is awesome. So 7 times 7 is 49. Even though we did not know our 7 times tables very well, we solved the problem by breaking apart one of the factors into numbers we knew how to multiply. Then we added the 35 and 14 together and got our answer. That is amazing. It looks like the sharks want us to try another problem. Here we have 8 times 6. Let's break apart the first factor, the number 8. There are several ways to break apart 8, but I want to use 5 plus 3 because I know my 5 times tables.
So here we broke 8 into 5 plus 3 because I know my 5 facts and I know my 3 facts.
We need to multiply 6 by...
Oh yeah. And then I would bring down the 6 here and here, and then take 5, one of these numbers, times 6, and then get the other number 3 times 6.
both the 5 and 3. I know that 5 times 6 equals 30. What does 3 times 6 equal?
18.
18. Great job. We now need to add the 30 plus 18.
Oh, that's easy.
0 plus 8 is 8, and 3 plus 1 is 4.
What?
48 is the answer. 8 times 6 equals 48, and we figured that out using the distributive property. We were able to find the product or answer to a multiplication problem by using the distributive property. Can you see how using this method can help us answer hard multiplication problems? Wow, thank you guys so much for joining me. I was able to lose the sharks and all is good now. We will see
I want to watch it.
you next.
Yay, we can do
Okay, we're gonna do another one. So write 5 times 8 on your whiteboard. 5 times 8. Yeah, just write 5 times 8.
That's easy. 40.
Thumbs up if you are done writing the equation. Okay. So I could break 8 into, so what plus what equals 8? Any number is fine. What plus what equals 8?
4 and 4?
I could do 4 and 4. So if I want to do 4 plus 4, that gives me 8. So I bring down the 5 times, I take one of these numbers, which is 4, times 4, plus, and then bring down the 5 times, take my other number, which is 4, here. And then I would add both of these products, or factors, I mean. So 5 times 4 parentheses, and 5 times 4. So what is 5 times 4? You can count by 5s 4 times. 5, 10, 15, 20, right? So I have 20 plus 20. Because I have another 5 times 4 here. So what is 20 plus 20? 20 plus 20. So I would add the ones first, which is 0. And 2 plus 2 is 4. So my answer should be 40. Any questions? Does it make sense?
Yes.
You want me to repeat it again?
40. 40.
Is everyone good?
Yeah.
Does everyone understand? Okay, you can put your whiteboards away quickly. And then clear your middle because we're going to work together as groups or as tables. Chloe, Lydia, do you want to join and Liam? You guys can do 4. Chloe, we'll join.
Oh, here.
Is yours going to be there, Once you're done writing or putting away your whiteboard, let's face forward, let's sit. Jaden, Evan. I'm waiting for the class to be quiet, please. Okay, so I'm going to review each of these properties. So commutative is flipping. Do you guys remember flipping? Right? So you can remember flipping for commutative. And then associative, grouping factors. So do you guys remember the parentheses and what times what you break down into? Distributive is where you broken up into the sum. So we're like what plus what and can be broke into. So you can pick 2 of these properties and solve the problem. I'll hand out a problem for each table so you can work together. Show your work, please. You gotta show two properties, remember?
It's easy.
Right?
I can why do we have so stay quiet. Bitch, we have to do it. Yes, we have to do it. Stay quiet. You did say I don't. You did say you have to do it in my face. Don't fight the answer. Stay quiet. Stop. Why are you doing that?
I was coming
Got one. We got one. You just found it and you said why? Why is it? Why do you find stuff unsafe? My head's in
Which one? You wanna flip it or do you wanna do the what kind of you want to break it down? Yeah, but which one? Do you want to do the Do you want to do the multiple? Okay. So what is it?
Oh my god, this is different. Bro, my hand is bigger than this.
Are you doing which property are you doing?
Which one?
Go look. Which one? Wait, hold on. 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is not equal to 10.
Hey, he's like,
True, right? Wait, hold on. 4 minus 2.
5.
Wait, which one are you doing?
And then you can take it out.
5 plus 5, right?
Is there a strategy?
To put parentheses around 5 plus 5.
I think we should like maybe to put the. I think that's the ones you could do.
Oh, you got to pay attention. Help me. Okay, guys. So, do you guys see 5 plus 5 equals 10? Or Angel? 5 plus 5? Angel. Right? So take each of these numbers times 3. So 5 times 3 plus 5 times 2, right? So take each of these, multiply by 3, and add. Show your work. Multiply each of these by 3, and add. Which property is you do that?
No.
So draw a picture. And write your answer.
What is that?
Hold on. So 10 more times.
This one, guys.
What is 5 times 3, right? 15. So add 10. Does that make sense? Yes, boys? Yes, boys? That's what I explained to them.
I know the one who has the L in the last name.
Are you going to draw or are you going to come up with lines? What's the answer? You're write it down.
5 times 8.
right?
It says
Did you draw? You got 4 here? You want to go where you're at? Or do you want to multiply? Okay, so do you guys want to break down 4 or do you guys want to break down 6? 6. So 1, 2, yeah. So right 4 times 3. What are you
Oh, Jada, you're here. What was the answer? No, 40. It's your name.
My little sister. My little sister's time.
Take each of these times 4 and then add.
Right in. We all can put it in.
So take each of these. Okay, what is your second problem then? Which one do you want to do? Do you want to multiply or do you want to add? Add? Okay, so write 5 times. What plus what equals 8? You can do 4 plus 4 or you can do 2 plus 4. 4 plus 4? Five times. What plus what? You said 4 plus 4, right? So write parentheses. Guys, you guys see 4 plus 4 plus 8? Bring down the 5. Right? So take each of these number times 5 and then add. You guys figure it out? Take 4 multiplied by 5 plus the numbers are then add and this one here, I 24 plus what? No. 4 times 1. 4 times 1.
We're gonna add 5.
Ready? 4 times 3 plus 3. So you broke up 6.
4 times 5. Yes!
You guys are reading, right? Figure out the last. So you can is there any of those times itself that you right? Yeah. Think about 2. 1 times 2 equals 6. By 2. 4, 6. What is it? So 2 times 3 equals 6. Right? 6 times 2. What times 1 equals 3? What times 1?
Go back to
Figure it out.
write that out and show me all of the reading I see? And then tell
Oh, Miss Choi gave an instruction, so all voices should be off, all eyes should be on Miss Choi.
So today we learned about properties of multiplication. I know it's the first day, but we will keep practicing this entire week. So it's okay if you don't understand right now. So, which property do you guys think was the easiest? I think it's all of us, right? Which property was the easiest? Commutative, right? Flipping, right? Yeah, commutative.
Alright, I'm looking for quietest, cleanest table to line up for recess.